Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network and iHeartRadio. Welcome to Hunting for Answers, a true crime podcast. I'm your host, Hunter. In Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, a mother started her day like she always did. A school drop-off, a routine morning. At first, nothing about that day seemed out of the ordinary. Until hours passed and she never came back. She never returned to pick up her child, and as people started to realize something was wrong, the questions only grew. More than 2 decades later, there are still no answers. This is the story of Diane Thomas Scott. Diane Thomas Scott was 39 years old when she disappeared in May of 2001. She was a mother of 3. She is described as around 4'7" to 4'9" tall, weighing between 109 and 125 pounds. She had short hair, wore glasses, and had distinct features including a large birthmark on her back and a scar on her right elbow. To the people who knew her, she was present in her children's lives, involved in her community. She was active in her church at Bethel Temple and focused on her family. She was also working towards something new. She had enrolled in cosmetology school. She was preparing to start a new job. And she had recently purchased a car. She had plans that were already in motion. And for her family, what followed was confusion, then concern, and eventually, the realization that she was not where she was supposed to be. Diane's disappearance happened sometime in May of 2001, after a morning that included a school drop-off. She was expected to return. She never did. And for her family, that was the moment everything started to change. After that, the timeline becomes unclear. There are no confirmed sightings of her after that morning. No clear indication of where she went or what happened next. Just a day that started normally and then quietly shifted into something else. Diane was reported missing later that month, on May 24th. When investigators turned their attention to her home on Jefferson Street, the details began to stand out. Her purse was still there. Her wallet had not been taken. Her dentures were left behind. Her car, a blue Pontiac Sunfire, was also at the home. And a sweater on the floor. As her pastor later described it, the white sweater was on the floor. The TV was on. Slippers were out of place as well. Individually, these details might not mean much, but together, they painted a picture that investigators found concerning. One that did not appear consistent with someone leaving on their own. As the investigation continued, attention began to shift toward the possibility of foul play. Over time, authorities have said they believe Diane was the victim of homicide. Her body has never been found. But investigators have indicated the circumstances do not appear consistent with a voluntary disappearance. Over the years, there have been people mentioned in public reporting who were connected to Diane, individuals investigators have looked into as part of the case. But as of now, no one has been charged, and that remains a central part of this story. A disappearance that investigators have said does not appear to be random. Investigators have also referenced details they found unusual. In some reporting, a large tub was described as missing from the home. Given Diane's size, that detail stood out to investigators. But without physical evidence or any recovery, it remains an unconfirmed detail and one of the many unanswered questions. As the years passed, Diane's family continued to search for answers, to live with questions that still remain. Not just what happened, but where she is. Her case has been revisited by investigators multiple times over the years. But despite that, no arrests have been made. And more than 2 decades later, there are still no answers. Diane Thomas Scott was 39 years old when she was last seen. She was a mother of 3 with plans already in motion. And since May of 2001, she has been missing and has not been found since. Anyone with information is encouraged to contact the Harrisburg Bureau of Police. Contact details are included in the show notes. Our thoughts are with Diane Thomas Scott's family and loved ones. As we close this episode, sharing her story helps keep attention on the search for answers. For more cases and updates, follow Hunting for Answers. You can also connect with us through our Facebook group and find us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. If there's a story you believe deserves attention, we'd love to hear from you. Thank you for joining us for another episode. Until next time. Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network. For more podcasts from the Black Effect Podcast Network, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.